It's the Major League trade deadline. The stove is hot. The biggest trade just went down over the weekend. Brandon, Marvel Studios traded in Robert Downey Jr. They traded in Tony Stark for Doctor Strange. So big, huge acquisition by the enemy, I would say, by the bad guys. The bad guys are winning now. How you doing, Brando?
I'm good. This is breaking news. Clarification on that trade. It was actually Tony Stark for a Doctor Doom.
Correct.
Not Doctor Strange.
Correct. Sorry.
But we're back.
Sorry.
But we're back.
Yeah, you're right. Tony.
Right.
So Robert Downey Jr. got traded from Tony Stark to Doctor Doom. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So from good guys to bad guys.
Yeah.
Canonically. We'll see where the plot goes.
Yeah.
I'm excited, I guess, but more excited for these hot stoves, Papas. Jesse, my co-host, my co-partner, my co-friend.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to another episode of Deferred Collusion. We're talking trades. It's hot in the streets. It is a lukewarm actual hot stove in a way.
Lukewarm stove.
And I feel like that's not fair to the guys that have been traded, but it's a lot of names, some all-stars even, but no real grade A's. Would you agree with me on that, Jess?
I would agree. I think that a lot of that blame for why we're like calling it lukewarm lies with like Twitter, baseball beat reporters on Twitter who like they put out a lot, like John Heyman and even guys like John Morosi, Ken Rosenthal. They put out a lot of these different possibilities out there for clickbait. And it's for the past 3 weeks we've been hearing about Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert being packaged together potentially. We've been hearing about, are the Tigers going to trade Tariq Skubal? We've been hearing about, there's like other ones that I'm not thinking of.
The Cubs are sellers, for example.
Right, the Cubs are sellers, exactly.
The Dodgers and the Yankees are heavily involved in Isaac Paredes. Nope, he's a Cub.
I have a take on that when we get to it. I do.
But it feels like this year in particular, who knows if it's deferred collusion, but it looks like there is some colluding with the media. I don't think any of these trades have any real smoke behind them. I think we're just kind of seeing things that are being fed to maybe reporters to generate some smoke, to kind of get a feel for what people are going to be paying. But it seems like, I don't know, maybe front offices are a little bit wary of parting with so much prospect capital for a reliever or a bat, a rental. I guess with maybe expanded playoffs, it's maybe that's what we're seeing.
Maybe.
Right?
Well, yeah, we definitely have seen that. Definitely have seen that since the playoffs have been expanded, where you can make some more moves on the margins rather than making big impact moves. The Padres are a classic example of that. They made these huge moves. They've kind of always been just a wild card team. They just sort of get there with those guys. And then look at what the Diamondbacks did last year, right? They made those small moves, and then they barely squeak in, and they sweep the team that beat them by 12 games in the division, or whatever it was last year.
Beat a lot of teams too. They smashed, but dude, I think you kind of got a point, right? Like I can't believe it's not margins. It's just these little on the margin moves, kind of are equating to be these big ones. And here's one, just because I saw him pitch this weekend, it looked great. River Ryan, an infield prospect. The Dodgers got from the San Diego Padres in exchange for infield outfielder Matt Beatty, who I don't know if he is still in the league anymore.
Right.
But yeah, River Ryan, looking like a great pitching prospect.
He looks awesome. Really
so
good.
Yeah, I think to your point, there's a lot of these on the margin moves that are interesting, but I don't know if they're exactly needle movers, Jess.
Well, let's just look at the positive here. There have been some big ones. Now, just not by comparison, as I mentioned, of what the writers were putting out there. It's not the fucking blockbusters we were expecting. But like Randy Arozarena, let's just run through them really quick. These are the trades so far. If I'm missing any, I apologize. Randy Arozarena to the Mariners. You and I were saying how that's a team that needs to make a big trade. That's a good one. I think that's a good trade for them. Jazz Chisolm to the Yankees. I have a take on that one. He just hit his first Yankee. Right? He just hit his what?
Nothing. Keep going.
He just hit his first Yankee homer, and he's already made a little bit of an impact for the Yankees. But we'll get to that. Isaac Paredes, we just talked about, to the Cubs. Very surprising move.
I did not see that coming.
No, well, because as you mentioned, the Yankees and the Dodgers were in. Let's break this down really quick before we move to the other ones. So Isaac Paredes was traded to the Chicago Cubs. Just like a week ago, Jed Hoyer from the Cubs was basically saying that they're very likely going to be sellers or potentially be trading for the next few years if they don't go on like a big winning streak. Now, as far as I can tell, the Cubs did not go on some sort of like a big winning streak. I'm going to tell you right now what they've done like the last 6 games. I mean, since that statement was made, they're in the second half so far after the All-Star game. 1-2, 2-2, 2-4, 2-5, 3-5, 4-5. So, like, where's the winning streak that you were talking about? Now, was he saying, like, Isaac Paredes is a guy that's going to be there for the next few years? Okay, sure. Sure. So the Cubs, they're all of a sudden making a splash. I think you're 100% right. Yankees and Dodgers got used to build up the prospect capital that's going to have to be dished out to get Isaac Paredes. And the Rays, man, the Rays are going to Ray. They are the best at what they do and being in a small market. They're the best small market team in baseball. I think we can all agree on that. And they played it perfectly, man. They used the 2 biggest markets. They planted that seed in the media, and then they ended up trading him to the Cubs. Nobody was expecting it, and they probably got a better haul.
Oh, yeah. And, Jesse, you and I have worked in media a long time. You ever get a tip, maybe even see some other photogs out and about, and you go, oh, somebody's here. Or, man, we got some info. Somebody's going to be here, blah, 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 blah. And you hang out and you spend all day, and then you find out they were across town, or they sneak them out a different way, and it's like, oh, great, I wasted. This was all subterfuge, baby. We were in the wrong spot.
So what Brandon's talking about is when media companies will sort of plant a camera guy at like a specific exit or a specific building. They're sort of there to just in case the subject of the news story comes out, but it's also there because it's a distraction for other media outlets so that they're going to assume, oh, TMZ is here, ABC News is here, CNN is here. Well, I'm going to hang out here too. And then they're actually at the wrong location.
Yeah. It was something we saw back in our entertainment news coverage days.
Yeah. So very well could be what the Rays were doing there, and they played it perfectly. But so after Isaac Paredes was traded, Nate Pearson goes to the Cubs from Toronto, which was one that I thought the Dodgers should make because he's a high value arm guy, that top prospect guy who hasn't lived up to the hype. But so the Cubs got a guy that they're going to try to sort of rebuild a little bit. Tommy Edman goes to the Dodgers from the St. Louis Cardinals, 3-team trade. I think the Dodgers also got Michael Kopech in that deal, I believe, from the White Sox.
Which I like. I definitely like. I think he's a high upside guy. I think the cost is right. And, kind of going back to what we were saying, I think since now maybe everybody feels like they're just a year away from contention, seems like prices are a little bit higher. So I think we are seeing more conservative moves. And, I've been saying, and Jesse, you can roll the tapes back. I've been saying this a lot longer than other people do, but Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. And now it seems like maybe the asking price is so high, you think the Yankees are definitely in, some other teams, if you heard everything from the Astros, whatever. But it just kind of seems like there isn't a big pool of talent to pull from, no pun intended. But, who else we got? Who else has moved?
Well, so I do want to say about the Kopech thing. That's a very classic Dodger trade. They're going to trade for a guy who was like a top prospect at one point. Very, it's low risk, high reward type of situation. He could pan out. He could start some big games for the Dodgers down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it's one of those moves for sure that Friedman.
You could
Andrew
also
Friedman
see
loves.
him. I could also see him being like a Brandon Morrow type bulldog, just coming out of the bullpen, like, hey, it just clicked this season, whatever. But it'll be exciting. I also saw Dodger Twitter talking about like, oh, Michael Kopech, it'll be all fun until he's the next October victim to give up 6 runs in 4.5 or 4 1/3 innings.
It's boomer bust, man. It really is. Yusei Kikuchi goes to the Houston Astros. That was one that I found very interesting. His numbers are okay, but he has been a guy that can go on some very dominant stretches as a starting pitcher. Wonder if something will click there in Houston. I do like the move for the Astros. I'm curious what you think about it.
I'm into Yusei. I think he's really talented. I think a guy that can benefit from a change of scenery. I was I've been hoping the Dodgers were in on every arm, but
yeah,
I am thinking that, I don't know, once you get that pulse of Houston crowd going after him, I think we could see him be pretty nasty. Houston,
they needed him.
Yes. Houston is also getting their first Japanese-born pitcher in their franchise history. Quick question, Jess. Do you know how many teams still have never had a Japanese-born pitcher on their franchise, on their ball club? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a number.
Yeah.
It's 3 teams.
Okay.
Can you name those teams?
Are they spread out across the league? Like both leagues?
They are actually, now with the Astros, they are all in the NL, actually.
Okay. So I will say the Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's actually a really good guess. But you're in the right part of
Philadelphia
the country.
Phillies.
Philadelphia Phillies are one. Have never had a Japanese-born pitcher.
The Miami Marlins.
No. Good guess, though. A little too far south.
Okay, Atlanta Braves.
No.
That's too far south. Okay. I'm just thinking of the most racist teams I can think of.
Wow.
No, I'm joking.
That's why you said Phillies. I get it.
Too far south. Jeez, I don't know. Just tell me.
So you got the Phillies. The other 2 are the St. Louis Cardinals and, of course, your Cincinnati Reds.
That's not surprising to me at all.
Charlie Sheen, what are you doing over there, dude?
I know.
Talk to those Reds.
The Cardinals, the team that, that doesn't surprise me that they don't have any Japanese players, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It's, oh yeah? Why is that?
Oh, it's just Midwest. They don't like to play it. You know what I mean? It's like they want to stay in coastal cities. Japanese players, they want to stay in coastal cities. It has nothing to do with the Cardinals as an organization. I would never disparage the KK, the Cardinals. So let's move on to okay. This one I really liked, by the way. Lane Thomas.
Can we just keep politics out of ball?
Yeah, Lane Thomas to the Cleveland Guardians. I like that one. That's a good one.
I do.
It's kind of under the radar a little bit, but they have really taken a nice step forward this year in ways that nobody was expecting. But Lane Thomas is a good ball player. He's a 740 OPS guy career-wise, but he's a solid player. He can hit something like 25 homers a year when he's sort of on his game, and I like it. I don't mind it. He hit 28 homers last year. He has 8 through 77 games this year, so he'll probably end up with 20 if he plays out the rest of the season. So
pretty slick. Hey,
yeah,
we've been talking about
the move.
Those that hole in the outfield roof or whatever they got going in Cleveland. You'll hit 20 bombs, dude.
Poke it out to right field. He'll get to 20, no problem.
Just get it in that air current,
This one hurts us a little bit as Dodger fans, but we're happy to see our boy Justin Turner getting out of Toronto and he is going to the Seattle Mariners. He'll play some. It sounds like he's going to probably play some first base for them with Ty France getting DFA'd, so JT will get a chance. He'll play against lefties too. Just he's 39, so he's not in his prime anymore, but he can still rake, man. He's still a good hitter, and I like the move.
Yeah, I think he's hitting left-handed pitching really well this year. I think something near 800 OPS on the season. Like you said, he'll play first, a little DH over there in Seattle. But what that club is getting is a guy who is a true captain in every meaning of the word. It's really going to come and I think be like a David Freese type.
That's exactly
that
right.
The Dodgers had a couple years back. David Freese, obviously heroic St. Louis Cardinal, but was a great clubhouse kind of rental. I think season and a half with the Dodgers. I think that JT is going to do a lot of good over there and help kind of, maybe be the tip, maybe help. What am I trying to say, Jesse? Sharpen the tip of the spear for the push into October.
I like it.
Because like we've been saying, Seattle's been missing that edge, right? We were comparing them to like the helpless victim, inevitably being stalked by the killer Houston Astros. And it feels like this is one of those guys that can actually help them stem the tide, or, as they say, him and Randy, some real playoff experience. Couple of heroes of the old 2020 COVID
Don't you
World
dare.
Series.
Don't you dare. Yeah.
I kid. Of course I kid.
Everybody had to play under the same circumstances, Brandon.
It was the first World Series where the winner had to win 13 games. So.
I would argue it's the only real World Series. It's the most real one we've ever had. That's
as long as I'm living under these stairs, dude.
Yeah.
They are in my Harry Potter home. This is
Royals got Michael Lorenzen. Royals got Michael Lorenzen. Who cares?
I love that.
He's a good player. Padres.
Royals
This one.
cheating.
We'll get to the Royals. This one. Padres getting Jason Adam, very good reliever from the Tampa Bay Rays, has some very good numbers. He's got a 2.49 ERA. Sub-1 whip. He's only got 4 saves. He's very much just a high-leverage 8th-inning guy, big moment guy for potential playoff games. They gave up 3 prospects for him, and one of them is a top 100 prospect named Ryan Lesko, I believe. Or I'm thinking of Ryan Klesko. Dylan Lesko is his name, who the Padres drafted a 15th overall. He's 20 years old, top 100 prospect. I get it's a good move for them in the immediate, but 3 prospects for a relief pitcher just feels like something that only AJ Preller does in modern baseball, and I don't get it. I don't personally. I like Jason Adam, but I just think that that's a massive overpay, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Like we've been talking about, prices are high, so it's a little, I guess, unsurprising. I guess I don't know, because I'm torn. It is a surprise. 3 prospects for a reliever is a lot, especially for not a traditional lockdown closer role.
Yeah, it's not Josh Hader like the Padres once did. It's Jason Adam.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really care, I guess, just because so many guys don't actually pan out.
Yeah.
That prospects are just like, they're seeds. You
Yeah,
plant them, some
Brandon,
grow, and what are
you're
you
missing a key element here.
What is it, Papas?
They traded those 3 prospects to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Ooh, you're right.
Tampa Bay, you don't make trades with those guys. And
That's right.
You make a big trade like that. Like the Dodgers gave away Pepio for Glasnow. That was a fair trade, but because the Dodgers were able to extend Glasnow.
Yeah.
This one feels like the Padres might be regretting this one. I just have a bad feeling about that one. I feel like they're going to really want Dylan Lesko in a couple years. So they really got to hope
that
that
one, dude. I want to put a
yeah.
little pin on that, dude. So
Let's do it.
Make sure you like and you subscribe,
Yeah.
and you'll get something for free. I see it in your future.
Yep. Mets
Deferred
got
Collusion.
Jesse Winker. I gotta
Ooh.
say, let's go Mets, baby. Those big game Mets have really just turned their season around. They absolutely put a fucking ass whooping on the Yankees.
They really
They-
manhandled them.
They've turned their season totally around. They are 5 games above 500. They're 10 games out in the East. They're not going to catch the Phillies. But in terms of the wild card here, the Mets, who we thought were just kind of giving up, they are currently tied for a wild card spot.
Yeah, I mean, for a
Or a
brief
half game
moment
up.
there,
Yeah.
at time of recording, I think the Braves had passed them, but they had gotten above the Braves after trailing like 10 games, I think, a month and a half ago. Mets, just when we thought you couldn't be any more dumb, you go and pull a stunt like this and totally redeem yourselves. Francisco Lindor, can't believe he wasn't an all-star, but is playing every bit of it. I think he's already has a 2020 season to his name. It's not even the end of July yet. He's looking great, and hey, moves like this kind of, like you said, it moves on the margins. They kind of they loom large in October, so we'll see if Jesse Winker gets any October moments.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a nice year. He's career 810 OPS guy. He's going to fit right in there. Now, he's not going to hit a lot of home runs in that stadium especially. Never been a big home run guy, but in that stadium especially, you don't expect a lot of power. But, guy who's hitting 260 with like a 370 on base, he's just going to do good. He's going to really help out that lineup a lot. JD Martinez has been really good since he got healthy.
Guy rakes, man. He just permanently rakes.
That team's looking solid right now, dude. I could see the Mets holding on. I do think they're going to clinch a playoff spot. It does suck that Kodai Senga is officially probably out for the season.
Yeah,
he just came back, and that's a big bummer. That's a major drawback. They might have to trade for a pitcher here, but
I think you're right.
Yeah, that
Phillies.
sucks.
Sorry to pivot. Phillies, our boy Brian Calvetti's favorite team. What up, Calvetti?
Oh shit.
Phillies got Carlos Estevez and Austin Hayes. How does that make you feel, Jess?
They gave away a couple of big prospects for Carlos Estevez. The Angels got a couple of good guys. Hold on, I'm forgetting the names of them right now. But I do think that it's a good move because Estevez, he is a little. I'll say this about Estevez. What I know from what Angel fans have said is that he's kind of got some like Kenley Jansen in him, where he has good numbers, but it's always a little bit of an adventure when he's pitching. So
that's what I love in a closer. And
really
we all do know, and it's clear, just to be clear, Carlos is Emilio Estevez's son. Am I correct on that? Former coach Gordon Bombay.
He changed his name to Charlie Sheen, as I believe who you're thinking of.
Oh, yeah. Uncle Sheen.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
So,
I'd love me some Sheen, Daddy.
But yeah, 2 top pitching prospects went to the Angels here, which I actually think I'm very happy with the Angels on making this move. I got to give them some props here. That was a good move for the Angels. Good job. You turned your closer into a couple of top pitching prospects. And, the Phillies have... Hold on. Phillies had... Who did the Angels get? Where the fuck are they? What are their names? I had the article right here. George Klassen and Samuel Algary. So good.
Samuel.
Good little move by the Angels there. Happy to see them do it. Diamondbacks got AJ Puck. Man, that guy was supposed to be.
I thought that was a good move.
It was a good move, but AJ Puck was supposed to be like one of the best, one of those guys that was going to help turn that Marlins franchise around. I'm just kidding. Red Sox got Danny Jansen. And a little move on the margins there. Get some catching help. He signed Connor Wong, who has been a breakout for them. Orioles got Zach Eflin.
I like that move, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite move so far. I think that the Orioles still need like a guy, like a legit number 2 rotation guy. I don't know who that is that's available right now. I feel like the Orioles have been most smokingly linked to Tarek Skubal, but I don't think he's moving. So with that said, I would like to see something happen, but I guess Zach Eflin is that something, I think he's a good fit, a guy that can give you really really high ceiling, right?
Zach Eflin was really good last year.
Really so
good
for me, I think his floor is like a competent innings eater.
Yeah.
But a ceiling is you can be
potential all-star.
Yeah.
Potential all-star. I would say out of all those moves that we just mentioned, my favorite, I like Lane Thomas to Cleveland. I like Arozarena to the Mariners. I think that's a team that really needed it, so I'm happy that they did it. I don't know if it's enough necessarily, but I think they are much better today than they were yesterday, which is great. My least favorite might surprise some people, or it might not surprise some people, is Jazz Chisolm to the Yankees. And I have
really? Wow.
I like them. I think that statistically you got a good player, right? Jazz has consistently shown that he's not always a great teammate. And Miguel Rojas on the Dodgers has, there was a little bit of drama earlier this year where it was brought up how Jazz brought up how there were some players on the Marlins that were veterans that were a little that were kind of like boomers a little bit. He was implying that there were some boomers on the team that were criticizing him for being too flashy or for being too for playing the game the wrong way. And it turns out it was Miguel Rojas, who I think is one of the best guys in baseball, like a true team leader. And if you're going on a podcast and you're basically blasting one of the most beloved guys in baseball, and your numbers aren't superstar numbers by any means. He's a good player. He's just not he's not by any means a fucking superstar. He's just a good player. I feel like that's not going to work in New York. And I know that that's cliche. I know it's easy to say. We talk about New York media. It's almost like a meme at this point. But I think it's true. You already have Marcus Stroman on that team. Now you have Jazz Chisolm. It feels a little bit like that's going to come back and bite them in the ass. I like it because it's a lefty bat in that stadium. So he's probably going to hit some. Apparently, he has 14 homers. He just hit one today. Something like 6 more homers he would have if he were playing in Yankee Stadium. So that's interesting. I just worry
he has 20 bombs. He doesn't sound so bad. The numbers, you know what I mean?
I just know the second he goes in a slump and he starts talking some shit, it's not going to go over well there. And as long as he's playing well, it's going to be fine. But if he doesn't play well, it could be bad.
Well, Jess, let me tell you, I was going to give my honorable mention to my favorite move, to Jazz Chisolm. I thought he looked slick in the uniform. I dug that he had the funky belt on. Love that he stole third. Just looks like he's revitalized, right? Yeah. I dig what you're saying about Rojas, but you and I both know that just some guys don't click. They could be like oil and water, and I don't care too much. I appreciate that Rojas is a veteran and has earned the respect of his colleagues throughout the league. I really do. And I love him, and I hope he retires as a Dodger. But it doesn't make me any less impressed with the tools that Chaz has. I said Chaz, but Jazz has. I think it's got to be tough to kind of motivate yourself somewhere like Miami. And I know
that's probably true.
A guy's batting average, Luis Ariz is still hit to the tune of 3, something but for no power. So just my point is, it's tough to play somewhere where that's a big ballpark and there's not a lot of people in it ever. So now he's going to be in Yankee Stadium. He made his debut in Boston. There was probably the most raucous environment he's ever played in, Yeah. So I think that he's a guy that juice will do well. I think he's gonna. I think you kind of forgot about Alex Verdugo. also in that lineup that's a swaggy kind of
that's
dude.
true.
So now you got a little lineup.
Yeah, but he was on the lineup when they've kind of been sucking lately too, though. So.
Totally, but that's just my point of personality guys, right?
Yeah,
guys that will kind of speak their mind, even if it's, whoa, can you believe they said that? Maybe like Verdugo about wishing Boston tried to win more. Kind of these things people think about but don't say out loud. So with Jazz, I'm kind of just giving him a pass. Maybe I just don't care so much about like interpersonal beef. I haven't liked every one of my coworkers, and not all my coworkers have liked me.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of those things. But if you can win together, nothing else matters. So I think if you got a guy that's really, if he stays hungry and really wants to keep, being that guy for the crowd man, but you do make a good point. I could see those Yankees fans really getting under his skin if he has like a slump or something like that and lighting his ass up. I mean, I think it was just last season that Yankees fans were throwing shit at who was it on the Indians out there in like right field. I remember Judge and like Stanton like running out into the crowd like, hey, stop,
yeah. What's his name?
I mean, it's beside the point.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
My point is just how the fans could really get on you there. Like, pretty much only other fucking Boston, and maybe the Mets. I don't know. I've never been to.
I guess I just worry a little bit about that clubhouse, a little bit about like leadership. It's really just like Judge is the captain, and then you got like Cole, but he only pitches like one every 5 days. He's also
but I think
kind
you
of
just said it right there, man.
Weirdo.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think you said it right there. You got Judge as the captain.
Who's
the captain of the Marlins?
Look at what we talked about with like the Padres, right? Where you had Soto, Tatis, Machado, Profar,
but again,
a lot of guys that are all kind of the same, and now you have Stroman, Chisolm, Torres. You have Verdugo. You have a lot of guys that are kind of like swaggy, little bit. That are swaggier than their actual superstar status would indicate. Yeah.
You know what the difference is?
Huh.
You would never mistake those Padres pinstripes for Yankees pinstripes.
Yeah, of course. I know.
That's the difference. There isn't that culture. You know what I mean? The Padres are still looking to get to the dance with their team, and to win one for the first time in franchise history. The Yankees are looking to get back into evil empire form. So with that said, the Padres had interpersonal stuff before, issues before Soto got there. And, with Soto stepping into a team like the Padres, he's going to kind of follow Manny. And that because from the outside, it's his team. And if him and Tatis are kind of beefing, well, shit rolls downhill, and if those are your top two guys, it's going to roll down to your whole team. Not speaking anything against the talent, but that's the difference, I think, with the Yankees. And I think the Yankees just need a shot of talent in there, just some guys that can move. DJ's old, bro.
They needed to do something.
Can't run. They can give Jazz can give Judge some time off in center. You can't keep him out there. Look at Mookie moving it short. It's going to move him. It's going to keep his career, hopefully in the prime a little bit longer than it would otherwise by moving from the outfield to the infield. So these are just, again, some things on the margins to consider. But that also leads me long-windedly into my least favorite move. And that is... My least favorite move is Garrett Crochet talking about a goddamn extension and all this crap, dude. No, it's not my least favorite move. I don't have a least favorite move. It's just that there hasn't been a big blockbuster yet that I really want to lose my shit over. That's my. I guess you know what
I would say. My least favorite move is the Padres trading 3 prospects for Jason Adam. I think would be like if I was to be serious about like overpay. Like did somebody like overpay here? I would probably say it's Jason Adam, but we can move on. I respect. I'll just remains to be seen what the Jazz Chisolm move's really gonna do.
I did that. Time will tell.
So, we're gonna cut some of these notes out because I don't know if we have enough time for it. But I want to give a little shout out to James McCann, who got smashed in the face earlier today. Just absolutely lit up by 95 straight to the face. Dude just gets right back on the game, and he's like just
catchers are different.
Totally
man.
fine. Yeah. Totally fine. He definitely had some they put some stuff in his nose to reduce the bleeding and everything. Played through it, and that was scary. I mean, that was like as clean as a shot in the face as you can get without fracturing every bone in your skeleton. So,
I bet if we look at like different hazardous jobs and what they did as kids, I bet a lot of kids were catchers growing up that are working in like gnarly
steel
ass
mills,
jobs, dude. Right. I mean, dude, he took 95 to the face, was Gershon blood. Packs up that schnoz, dude, and he's back behind the dish. Think of that pressure change, dude. That's just like catching a heavyweight fucking knuckle
yeah,
to your cranium.
it's honestly worse. I mean, it's genuinely. Maybe like 1 inch over, the dude's going to be blind the rest of his life. You know, I mean, it's pretty damn terrifying how close that came. But pretty baller to see him get right up. That was fucking pretty badass.
That was
put his
sick.
fist in the air. He was like, "Fight, fight!"
He was
did the
like,
whole thing.
he was
It was
like,
awesome.
"Wait, fight!" Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Pretty awesome. Okay, so you sent me this. Let's go over this for a sec. This is fun.
Yeah.
So the Royals have. What's up? What? Can I help you? What? That was a joke. So she didn't like my Trump joke.
Hi, Michaela.
That just fucked up my
Royals?
whole episode. Yeah, the Royals. I'll have to cut that now just to make her happy. By the way, breaking news. Milwaukee
What?
Brewers are acquiring Frankie Montas.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Go Royals, Brewers.
So you sent me a piece on the Kansas City Royals and their home and away splits this year. And a fan put out a theory that the Royals might be cheating this year. Now, it's very funny because obviously, we're not implying that they actually are, particularly with these home and away splits. For the home splits, they walk 2% more than they do on the road. Or so they have in terms of a walk percentage, 8.2% at home, 6.2% on the road. They strike out 4% less at home. They have a 50 points higher batting average at home.
Oh, wow.
50 points higher on base percentage at home. 80 points higher slugging percentage at home. 30 points higher WRC plus at home. And the same goes Bobby Witt's numbers. He's like his strikeout percentage is half of what it would be at home than it is on the road. Yeah, he's at home it's 11%. We're on the road it's 21%.
Wow.
50 points higher in his OPS. 300 points higher in his slugging. This is pretty crazy. His batting average, I don't know if this is correct or not. He's hitting .411 at home. Is that true?
That's sick if it is.
I don't know.
I haven't looked. I don't got the stats in front of me. My phone died.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so what do you think? So the same goes for Vinny Pasquantino. The same goes for the whole. Basically, looks like the whole team. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think that there's any chance that the Kansas City Royals are cheating this year?
I think it's hard evidence, dude. We got a fraud alert, brother. Kansas City, your time's up, dude.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this is just proof of the Patrick Mahomes effect. It's the championship city, dude. It's marinating that whole goddamn town, dude. I'm telling you. Mahomes for Prez, baby. He's the one that's giving all that Bobby Witt magic, dude. I'm sure they got some good barbecue out there. That's why Sal's never been skinny, dude. It's all coming to a head in Kansas City, baby. Bet Blue. Seth Lugo.
They're 36-22 at home, and they're 21-27 on the road.
Oh shit.
They have the 1, 2, 3, 4. They have the fourth best run differential in the American League. I'm curious. I don't know what their road splits are on that regard, but it's very interesting. I don't think that they are. I think that they just might be one of those teams that has a very unique local home field advantage. There's not a lot of other teams to root for in that area, so they are very much like sports in those parts of the country. Sports is very intimate, right? This is proof when the St. Louis Cardinals play. When teams like you go to college football games like the Nebraska Cornhuskers, for example, like, there's nothing else to do around there. It's one of the best home field advantages you're going to have. So when a team is like good, when you're a team like the Royals, it's like, okay, we're actually taking a step forward this year. The fans get really into it, and you're just going to have a great home field advantage.
Jesse, I do know that there is a bit of a green rush in Kansas City right now. I wonder, a green rush is an influx of cannabis
Oh, wow.
work, I should say. I wonder if any of this laid-back attitude has been really beneficial to winning culture out there. Do you think maybe Kansas City, they're big on their smoked meats out there. It's a barbecue town. Do you think they're smoking something else?
Maybe.
KC.
Maybe. It could be. You think that's what it is, that they're very laid back at home? No pressure?
I think they could be enjoying some herbal.
I mean, look, bro.
Herbal remedies.
If there's a good place to be when you're smoking some weed and you got the munchies, Kansas City barbecue sounds like a damn good place to be.
It really does. If you were about to be given, I don't know, just free tickets to any stadium with the express I don't know, consent. That's not what I'm looking for, but with the intention, with the express intent of just eating up, dude. So you're gonna get just baked as you can, dude. Where are you gonna just burn one before you go grub? What stadium? What stadium wins your Doobie Stoner Award, dude?
I haven't been to enough stadiums to know where the best food is, but I would have to imagine like Texas would have to be pretty good, because they probably have some great fucking food in Texas, like at the stadiums, I would imagine.
I'm gonna go
Chicago?
I feel like maybe it's kind of a lame one, but I was going to say Colorado. Something about being that high, mile-high stadium, also being faded, 1.5 miles high. It's where the Blue Moon started. It just sounds crisp and refreshing. I know they got some good grub out in Colorado, right?
I've heard that, doesn't Pittsburgh have good... No, what is it?
Ooh, I think so.
Philly? Maybe Philly?
The South is a good call, too, just in general. I went to Memphis and got some incredible barbecue as well.
Let us know if you're watching this. What stadium? If you've been around to other stadiums, what stadium has the best food? I really don't know. Dodger Stadium is fine, but
I love Dodger Stadium, but I think the food is just fine.
Yeah,
there's a couple hidden gems, but there's nothing great. I tried one of the Japanese style dogs. It was with the Kurabota sausage and. It was great, but there was furikake on it and stuff, which is if you don't know, it's Japanese. It's a condiment, basically. It's nori, seaweed, sesame seed, etc. But it was fine. It wasn't great. So I don't know. Is there a stadium known for food? I've heard that. I don't even know what the name of Giant Stadium is anymore. Is it
AT&T Park?
Is it AT&T? Comerica? I think it's Comerica Park. Whatever. The Giants. What is your stadium called? I don't know. But
I'm on a USA Today article. Go ahead.
Super let down by their food. I went a couple years ago. I got some chowder. It was fine. It wasn't great. Got a dog. It was whatever. Some other shit. I just was like, man, that'd be better, dude. I'm high. What?
Yeah. Well, I'm on a USA Today article, and they have the readers ranking the 10 best MLB stadiums for food. Number 10, Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. Number 9, Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ooh.
Number 8, Guaranteed Rate Field, Chicago, Illinois. That's the south side, though. Or is that north? Yeah, south side. Petco Park, San Diego, California.
Really?
I've had food there. It's solid. It's good. I mean,
That's good.
it's
San Diego's a good food town.
yeah. Progressive Field, number 6, Cleveland, Ohio. Number 5, Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. Number 4, this doesn't surprise me, Citizens Bank in Philadelphia. Number 3, Oriole Park at Camden Yards, Baltimore. Number 2, American Family Field, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I should have thought of that. That makes sense.
See, I wouldn't have thought of that. That actually might take over. Brewers, I would love to get a little baked and just try your fare.
I'm going to give you the guess for number 1. I don't think you're going to get it. It surprised me.
Number 1, best food.
It's a big city. I'll give you that.
I kind of want to say Atlanta or Houston. You got me thinking a lot of Houston, or not, Texas barbecue. But I think I'm going to go Houston, final answer.
Citi Field for the Mets.
Whoa!
Yeah.
The Big
Number
Apple,
1.
baby.
Yeah, number 1.
Wow.
Mets fans are known to indulge in Citi Field's signature food items. The bases loaded barbecue shack from Shake Shack. They have New York-style hot dogs. They have pastrami sandwiches, cheesesteaks, loaded nachos. They have it sounds like they have a lot of good stuff. So
This might be a controversial subject, Jesse, but I'll die on this hill. And your standard nacho at any ballpark is dog shit and not worth the price. The most overrated snack in all sporting events is your dog shit nacho.
nachos, I feel like because they're such
I'll
a
fucking
mess,
die on that, dude.
they're gross at a place where it's like hard to wash your hands.
Dude, they got the goddamn audacity to charge you for like a side of cheese, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I'd rather eat them in a movie theater.
Not
than
even
like a
real
stadium.
cheese.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I hear
those
ya.
like trash, like fake corn chips that are in like a plastic bag, and then you eat them in your shitty plastic container with your like 1 tablespoon of like I don't even know how old those damn pickled jalapenos are, dude. From the 40s, eating these racist fucking jalapenos, dude.
Yeah. No, those jalapenos are racist. You know what I hate is
No, but it's crazy that it's like $9-10 at Dodger Stadium for shitty nachos, dude. It's just sorry, I didn't think it would get me that worked up.
No, it's fine. I just hate the idea of eating food like that at a stadium where it's already kind of nasty. Just the ability to wash your hands, you have to walk far away. I feel like it's much better suited for a movie theater than than a stadium. But I don't know, man. If you give me some nice nachos with like some, I'm not eating nachos to get authentic cheese. Let me put it that way. I'm eating nachos.
And I'm not saying that either. But look, there was they used to have for a couple seasons a burnt end nacho helmet in left field at the Baby Blues barbecue shack thing at Dodger Stadium, and it was awesome. It was the stupid chips with the cheese, but then you had brisket, the burnt ends, barbecue sauce. It was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Now, how do I go back to just bullshit normal nachos? I don't know. I think it's a flaw in the stadium system as a whole, all sporting systems. So do better. But speaking of stadiums, Jesse, our favorite team owner in sports, Johnny Fish, a.k.a. Smelly Trout, dude. John Fisher has been hiking up ticket prices well over face value for the formerly Oakland Athletics final game at the Coliseum. If that's just not supervillain energy, dude, I don't know what is.
So we were going to talk about this last week, but I got to bring this up on. It's actually fucking disgusting, to be honest. It's almost like not something I want to talk about. hike ticket prices. Sorry, I want to pull this.
Well,
up.
I just think it's such bullshit. Like, we should talk about it. Like, because I'm with you. Like,
No,
I don't even want to give this guy press. Like, but I mean, from the, like, I don't know. We were talking about the other story, right? Like, the gag order on if you're an interested buyer of the team because they don't want. Basically, it comes down to who the fuck's gonna pay for this goddamn stadium, dude. It's nobody. Shit ain't moving, dude. He's a bad businessman. Dog shit.
It really sucks. It's the last game that you're ever going to play at this stadium. It feels a little bit like bitter vengeance against fans who have boycotted a lot of these games because obviously the Coliseum attendance has been way down over the past 2 years since it was the news dropped that they were going to be moving to Las Vegas most likely, which still remains to be seen. We still don't know if that's actually going to happen. They're going to Sacramento where they're going to be playing at a minor league stadium for the next couple of years, and they're just going to be the A's, I guess. That's what they're going to call themselves, is the A's. The reason why I have a problem with it is because I was one of the people who was encouraging fans to go to the final game. Go show support to the A's. The final game, it's your last chance to support the team. And John Fisher is exploiting that. He's exploiting the fact that fans are going to use this opportunity as their last chance to go see the team that they've built foundations with their neighborhood, with their community and everything. This is your last chance. It's basically like a little get-rich-quick scheme by John Fisher. It's basically just like, let me make a quick buck off these fucking people that I'm screwing over already.
Yeah. And I'm sure he doesn't even see it like that. He'd probably just going like, what? Like, if fucking they would have came out more like and bought tickets like this, wouldn't have been a problem in the first place. It's like, dude, you're just a dirtball. And I've said it before. He's never earned his own money in his life. And he's just sticking it to this every Joe Schmo that loves a fucking stupid sports team. You know, it makes me sick.
Yeah,
I don't like that guy.
I'll
tell you this, Jesse. I wouldn't share my nachos with this guy.
No, I wouldn't at all, and I wouldn't expect him to really have anything other than the shitty fake cheese nachos that you mentioned before. To be honest, that's most likely what he's serving up. Speaking of Oakland. We got to end this episode soon, but it still remains to be seen what's actually happening here. We don't actually know. Apparently, the city of Las Vegas still doesn't have. It's still not official that they're actually going to be going to Las Vegas. The city doesn't want to pay for it. They want the people to pay for it. MLB has a gag order, apparently, on potential Oakland A's buyers and expansion groups. I don't know if you saw this story. You sent it to me, so you might know more about it than I do. But yeah, so here it is. Ownership groups that might have wanted to buy the A's, as well as groups hopeful for an eventual Bay Area expansion, are being, quote, warned to keep quiet about their interests. Per the San Francisco Chronicle, various Bay Area groups interested in buying the A's and keeping them in Oakland or bringing an expansion team to Oakland have been warned to keep quiet about their interest or risk being crossed off the list of potential buyers. They quote say they have tried to get MLB to lift the gag order so that the world can know there are folks with money who believe in Oakland as an MLB city. And it should be that MLB wants to keep Rob Manfred and A's owner John Fisher from looking foolish. So they don't want people to know that anybody's trying to buy a team in Oakland, or that they would want somebody to stay in Oakland. It seems like they're just trying to push it out.
It seems like it's a little bit of that subterfuge we were talking about, right? Little trade deadline smoke, almost, if you will. Hey, I wish we could get the MLB to lift this gag order so you guys could see how there's all these people with money that want to buy my awesome team. Right. And want me to move them out there because I've been so friendly with the city I'm currently occupying. I'm such a fucking help, dude. Oh my god, that guy for sure wipes back to front, no doubt about it.
Yeah, no,
we'll just wait for more information. I can't confirm or deny if it's just speculation at this point. But
he pees sitting down for sure,
for 100%,
sure,
dude.
Yeah.
Which
Although,
sometimes your legs are tired. I get it. But
I gotta tell you.
it's weird. No,
I gotta tell you, I shouldn't come. There are times where I'm just like, it's late at night, man. I don't want to turn the bathroom light back on. I'm like half asleep. I just woke up in the middle. Maybe I drank some water before bed. I gotta pee at like 3 a.m. If I turn the bathroom light on, I'm gonna wake back up. You know what I mean? So
I get it.
I'll just sit down. I'll just take a seat.
Jess,
I'll leave the light off. I'll take a seat. You know?
Yeah, just think about things.
I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yeah.
Just listen. Oh god.
Yeah, dude.
I get it. No, this is
I'll keep my eyes closed too. I'll just
this is the highbrow sports stock you're tuned into, and that you're guaranteed to get with Deferred Collusion.
Yeah.
But Jess, one thing that I did want to talk about, just with the potential A's moving to Las Vegas. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the the Las Vegas Raiders are currently training in Southern California. The reason why you haven't heard about it is that they're in the blackout area of the Chargers and the Rams because obviously they are not a SoCal team. So that means that they can't have any fans at their training camp. They can't have any media. They can't post any promotional material or have any signs, ads, whatever. And the reason why they're doing that and not being in their brand new billion-dollar stadium is because it's too hot to work in Vegas, to work out in Vegas. A professional football team is working out in Southern California.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are the A's going to do?
Well, that's kind of what the Dallas Cowboys do. The Dallas Cowboys have their summer training program where they do their, what is it called? Hard Knocks.
Preseason.
Yeah, whatever it's called in the offseason, their training. They do it right out here in LA. It's like 30 miles north of Los Angeles in Oxnard. They do it out here as well. So they can't practice in Dallas. They can't have their preseason in Dallas. It's too hot.
I think Vegas hit like 119 the other day.
And that's what I was about to say is Vegas is hotter than Dallas. So it's like if you're going to do that, that's pretty bad.
And this is neither here nor there, but this is, I believe, the hottest year on record, and next year is going to be hotter. So just something to consider.
Man, you brought global warming into this, Brandon. People are
dude. I got to keep politics out of ball.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, dude. We just got to fight about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to make that reference again. I'll be in trouble.
That's fair.
We are, it looks like about 24 hours as we record this from the trade deadline. We're going to try to go live, or not live, but we're going to try to do a reaction to any big trades that go down. If anything big happens, we will talk about it. If it's just more of the same, we'll see you guys next week. Sound good?
You might see me tuning in live from a job site. I think I got to do a little overtime tomorrow, but
okay.
I'll still be tapped in, fired up, dude. Fully torqued and ready to talk ball. It's an exciting time of the year.
It is.
I don't know. I think, Jesse, next season we should try and plan a little bit more because I want to be at a game during the trade deadline. You know, I want to feel that feeling. Seeing guys go, oh, we got somebody. Oh no, so and so's leaving. You know,
I want to see. I want to see a player on the field hugging his teammates because he just got moved. That's what I want to see.
You want to have a Wilson Contreras moment?
Yeah, exactly. I want to see like the dugout all surrounding somebody, and then
just tears.
He goes up, it's like a pitcher going up to the mound, and then the manager comes out. Hey, sorry, we got to pull you. That sort of thing. That's what I want to see. I want to see a lot.
You're going to the White Sox. Sorry, kid. We got Crochet. All right. Jess.
Well, it's the trade deadline. Let's see what happens. But Brando, this was fun. This was a long episode, so I'm glad we covered a lot here.
Yeah, we really dug into it, and that's the Deferred Collusion difference. We love you. Don't forget to like us. Don't forget to subscribe us. You get free stuff if you do. I've heard. I don't know.
Yeah. Please like us though.
Please like us. I need it. I need it so bad.